make them jingle. Young and old, they got to dance. It's soca fire in the pan. So tell them, let them know. My middle name is Calypso. With good lyrics, melody and tempo. They go see this boy like never before. I don't want to get rough, but enough is enough. Mama, this ain't no bluff. Take a taste of the royal stuff. Tell them, let them know. 95 is my time to explode. Girls in town say they love my song. It make them happy, so sweet and jumpy, and it does blow their mind and make them want to whine and get and wassy in the party. But this year they say, Jamo come what may. We want to hear you, we want to see you in the savannah, giving them real thunder and soca fever. That won't recover. No longer would I betray their confidence. That is why I composed this song with such brilliance. So tell them Calypsonians, don't get so frightened. I am here only to give them a lesson. Since a little boy I hear me mama saying, when the lion is asleep you shouldn't wake him. And when you play with Poppy, Poppy gonna lick your mouth. But if you play with big dog gonna bite you. I gave you your time to play, too long years to ramage. Now I'm right back on your trail. It's soca pressure in your tail. So tell them, let them know. They got to pay back when they borrow. I won't let them fellas get away so. When I reach in tongue I declaring war. Some of them will complain. They go think I'm insane, but it's not me to blame. Calypso music in me vein. Tell them, let them know. I go shake them like a tornado.
Yeah. Well, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to another live.
But in 94, he said to me, Jamo, no.
And today's live a little earlier because I have a lot to teach you all. And today we're going to talk a little bit on United Kingdom. I'm going to be exposing some things. I'm going to be teaching some things. All right, so today, keep your ears open. Keep your heart ready to receive the ancient truth of Elohim. Again, brothers and sisters, share this live stream everywhere. You can share this live. When this song has completed its phase, right, then we will dive into that teaching. So remember that there's a teaching that was never done before. I have never done in-depth teaching about the United Kingdom and how the tsunamis will be happening for United Kingdom. All right, and how we're going to achieve that today is what you need to know. Also, you need to know a little more things of the places where, all right, we'll talk about that a little deeper down in the live. So what I want you all to do is share the live, share the live. If you know somebody in the UK, United Kingdom, wherever they are, share the live. I'm going to be showing you all the impossible tsunami that is both going to come over the UK. Now, the UK is not like Trinidad, so you know the teachings will be a lot different. All right, so share the live stream.
That's what he told me. Go back and take your rest, because I'm at my best. I'm on the right track, so no turning back. So I went and I told me, partner, like one, put the gasket and reserve for the inspector. what's wrong. But I'm here to let them know this wouldn't happen no more. Becky couldn't hold the rain, so I'm right back there again. So tell them fellas beware. My music is strong, so I have no fear. If they think I would sit down home and cry, tell them for me Jamo say that they lie. They go jump high, jump low, if they chase all they know. But when we reach in Queen's spot, it's a musical heart attack. Tell them, let them know, like a bomber waiting to explode. Like never before. Young and old they got to dance. It's soca fire in the pants. So tell them, let them know.
Ajamo on the road again.
Name is Calypso.
Yeah, man.
With good lyrics, melody, and tempo.
There's the live stream to be on.
They go see this boy like never before. I don't want to get rough, but enough is enough. Mama did say no bluff. Take a taste of the royal stuff.
Tell them though, Archangel is on the live again. So tell them right about now, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Samuel is on as the live stream. Another live stream, bringing another live stream to the world. All right, on how we're going to execute the tsunamis for United Kingdom. All right, brothers and sisters, that's enough music. We are going to now dive into what I'm going to teach about today. All right, so some of you all may be a little familiar with the United Kingdom. Some of you all might be a little familiar of United Kingdom. And today, just follow the mouse. I am going to be teaching you all about how all these events will be happening for the United Kingdom. So today I'm going to be teaching you all about United Kingdom, Scotland, and Ireland. So I'm going to be teaching you all about these three places. All right? I'm going to be teaching you all about United Kingdom. I'm going to be teaching you all about Ireland and Scotland. All right? And first, to begin, this is not like a Trinidad teaching. It's similar, yes, but this teaching is a little advanced. As you see, we have Tsunami 1 and tsunami 2, but I didn't put tsunami 1 here. I wasn't sure yet what I'm going to do with this place mark. All right, wasn't sure how I'm going to work with it, but I just want to give you all a bullseye view of United Kingdom. As usual, I always give you all a bullseye view of the United Kingdom. We're going to zoom in. There was a couple earthquakes that happened. I'm going to show you all how everything is connected in aspect to the United Kingdom. Again, if you have anyone from United Kingdom that you may know, England, anybody you know from Scotland, not the enemies though, anybody you know from Ireland, this is the live stream to bring them on today. So today, guys, we are looking for at least 1,000 shares, because this is a brand new teaching that I'm supposed to do a long time. And, as I say, everything is a timing. And now I had the timing to do it. Now I will do it and explain it, because a lot of people from United Kingdom messaged me and said about Archangel, when you're going to do the teaching about England, how we want to know. A few hours ago, there were earthquakes being felt in United Kingdom, where people were feeling a strong thump, a strong rock. Some of them even feeling their houses vibrating. I didn't really go and look up certain things to talk about in aspect to the United Kingdom, but I want to give you all a little idea of what I'm really talking about. All right, so what we're talking about here is United Kingdom, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the screen that I had before. All right, this screen, and I'm going to pull up this. Now I'm going to show you all the earthquakes in United Kingdom there. All right, this map has been updated, so it's not a problem getting things done here. Only thing is, it kind of freezing up here. All right, but as you all see, that is United Kingdom there. We're going to talk about the split that is right now previously happening in United Kingdom. There's saturation happening too as well. A few days ago, we had storms thumping through United Kingdom. That is because to prepare United Kingdom for the flattening effect. All right, Boris Johnson have a lot to be very, very scared about, like Rowley, because of the bad things that is going to happen. Because United Kingdom and all other countries refuse to give up the New World Order agenda, then they will have to be destroyed. And this is exactly what's going to happen in the UK. Same tsunami, same way how the tsunami will be hitting Trinidad, but this time it's just something totally different. If you look on the right hand side of the map, of the screen, your screen, sorry, it's kind of freezing up on me here. Yeah, better computer. All right, so if you look on the left hand side of the screen, as you can see, early alert and early alert. These are earthquakes that are happening in Arakansas, not Maracas, but Arakansas or Arkansas. All right, these earthquakes are happening, and we don't have USGS reporting these earthquakes because there is no eyes there to detect earthquakes. All these places that I've already discussed to you all these places are where earthquakes are happening right now. As you can see, early detection, detecting where there are earthquakes that is happening there in the US. And as you can see, there's no magnitude. They can't tell what's happening because there is no instrument to detect earthquakes. So they do not know the depth and they do not know the magnitude. All they're saying here that there was an earthquake that happened today, in Arkansas, and one in Nadu, that's in India. And guys, do you know Nadu? Nadu is the same place in India right now being flooded out. Let me say it again. Nahadu in India. All right, this place is right now being flooded out. Heavy saturation is happening right now in Nahadu in India. And while the saturation is happening, we executing earthquakes. So we have earthquakes being executed. Never take off this thing. This is supposed to be off. Okay, off. All right. If you all getting through off the live, that is Facebook, yeah. But I don't want me to talk about certain things, but you know, I hear and I'm trying to, you know, explain certain things to you all. So a little bit underneath that, as you can see, La Palma, La Palma, La Palma. Now I want the world to know we have no plans of triggering tsunami from La Palma. What will happen with La Palma? Right? The purpose and the reason, well, I already explained this already, but I will explain it for people who don't understand. The purpose and the reason why earthquakes are happening in the La Palma volcano is because we are producing lava from Yellowstone, bringing the lava through La Palma, passing the lava from La Palma, and filling all other dormant volcanoes. For example, you saw Mount Fuji. Yeah, I think it's Mount Fuji volcano in Japan. That volcano had a cloud around it, which ABBA calls a corkscrew. All right. So once you corkscrew on it, what is happening right now to all these other dormant ancient volcanoes? There is a cleaning out process going on. I know I explained this already to you all, but I explain it again. What we're doing is cleaning out the mouth of the volcano, cleaning out the connection to the volcano. And as you all know, we're using a certain spaceship to go inside of the mouth of the volcano, go down in the volcano, and then you know like a pencil. All right, we go down in there and we clean out the filth, the mud, wherever could be blocking the access to it. So what you all don't know is that inside of the whole volcano, right, to the base of the volcano, I already explained this, to the base of the volcano, we don't use pipe. You know, like how in Trinidad, Wasa using pipe to supply water. All right, because in order to get water, you need to have a standpipe. All right, we're not using pipe. What we're using is molten rock, harden the molten rock, and the molten rock becomes a pipe field. All right, this pipe field is what we will use to bring in the lava into the volcano. This is the reason why you saw a big cloud, all right, which ABBA calls stop cork. I can't remember the right name I said before. Which ABBA calls a stop cork. This stop cork is being used to put over the volcano, so no moisture not coming inside. Because what happens is when the volcano open and the volcano is dormant, moisture from the atmosphere goes down inside of the barrel of the volcano, and what happens is because of the intense moisture that is being suctioned into the tunnel system, into the tunnel system of the volcano. Because of the moisture that is coming from the atmosphere, the volcano is pulling it in, and when the volcano pull it in now, it creating a lot of problems. So to avoid all that problem, and when I'm ready to set the volcano straight, they put a cloud, stop cork, over the volcano, and then they start to wash it out from inside. How do they wash it out from inside? They wash it out by using methane gas. Now, no scientist on this earth, no man on this earth could build a UFO or a spaceship to go inside of a active volcano. We have been seeing for quite a long while UFOs going down inside of the volcano. Now, UFO means unidentified flying object. In Elohim, we don't call the spaceships of Elohim, we don't call it unidentified objects like the way how scientists just call the enemy's one. In other words, what I'm saying is that the enemy had their own ships, Elohim had their own ships, but Elohim ships are way advanced. Means that Elohim ships could do things that the enemies cannot do. So that's the reason why you see the enemies always taking credit for things that Elohim doing, and mankind feel, a lot of people feel that is the enemy that is doing these amazing things, but it's not the enemy. The enemy have no time for going down in volcano, and they cannot build a UFO to go down inside a volcano. I want you all to understand this. It was not in mankind. It wasn't given to mankind, not to the fallen angels, not to the government, or not to the ETs, or the fallen angels, or the aliens, or the Anunnaki. It wasn't given to them by the Most High so that they will know how to go down in volcanoes. Because if that was the case, if scientists did know how to build UFOs to go down in volcano, we'd have a lot of problems. Meaning that volcanoes would have been going off in places that not supposed to go off. In other words, what I'm saying is that the enemies don't have that technology. So now we're making it very clear, openly clear, that the enemies cannot do nothing. They're powerless. So all you see what's taking place around the earth is your creator. Alright? It's your creator along with the celestial angels and stuff like that, going down inside of the volcano, and they clearing out access points and stuff like that. Already explained that on a past live stream, going down and clearing out the access point. And then when that access is cleared, then we could open the valve, and then we could have lava coming in. That is the plan. We open the valve, and then the lava will be able to come in. Now, I'm the only one that teaches this. Scientists don't know nothing about this. These people are totally lost. So they don't have an idea what really transpiring. They don't know unless if they hear it from me. When they hear it from me, then they know, yay, it's really true to Archangel Samuel speaking, because we've seen it happening with our eyes. This is beyond the control of men. This is beyond the control of humanity or scientists. That scientists could go into a volcano. They cannot go into a volcano. If that was the case, and scientists could have really go in volcanoes, they would have built UFOs to go inside the volcanoes and study it. They can't. So what they have to do is, when the volcano erupts, they mammogram themselves, and then they take samples from the volcano, and then they're telling you all they're going and study how the volcano erupts. Hello, stop this nonsense, please. Scientists out there, stop this bullshit. You can take samples from a volcano and then say you're going and study that, or you go study how the volcano erupted. Stop brainwashing our people, please. There's no way that taking samples from a volcano, you're taking samples, lava samples, or they're going and study that, or they're going and experiment on that. You can't experiment on lava. Build a ship, go down inside of it, and then you will see all the different systems. You think a volcano is just being connected just like that? All volcanoes are connected. But in order for all these other dormant volcanoes to be awakened, they have to be cleaned out, flushed out. I mean, they have to be flushed properly in order to receive lava. And that's exactly what's happening in La Palma. Things are speeding up, but not speeding up the way how you all wanted to speed up. We understand that. We understand that. But we are doing our best to try to see if we can get everything ready for December month here. All right? So we're trying our best to make sure we get everything ready by the 15th of December. So by the 15th of December this year, listen to me, 15th of December, you know when I give a date, I give a date. By the 15th of December, we look into rolling into a different phase where we'll have other dormant volcanoes activating. Now, this is the reason why we have La Palma erupting this much. Because when there was the same activity happened in Hawaii, now you remember how the earth is. Explain this. I want you to understand how the earth is. Now, for Hawaii, from Hawaii, instead of passing the volcano different parts in the early in 2018, ABBA passed the same thing happened in Hawaii is the same thing happening in La Palma right now. It's just that La Palma volcano is at an advanced stage where the eruption phase is so catastrophic that it's not going to stop until all these dormant volcanoes in the Middle East is erupt. Alright, what I'm saying is La Palma will not stop until all the other dormant volcanoes, alright, is filled. When the volcanoes is filled, you will notice there are earthquakes happening near dormant volcanoes. Take notes. Very soon, you will notice that near dormant volcanoes all around the world, you will notice that there are earthquakes happening near the volcano or around the cone of the volcano or around the drum of the volcano. You will notice that earthquakes are happening around it. That is not something that you should worry about. This is the same thing that's happening right now in the Mayan volcano in the Philippines and Taal volcano. Now you also know by now that Taal volcano in the Philippines, central Luzon or northern Luzon, Taal volcano is now a super volcano. And because Taal volcano is such a super volcano, the eruption will take a while to kick off. As I said already, we want everything to be done by the 15th. So the purpose and the reason why this for the people in the Philippines who need a little deeper understanding of what taking place at Taal, because the volcanologists on them in the Philippines, they don't know shit. They don't know nothing. Right? All they know is to come on Facebook and mock me. That is all. Because they believe that science is above the creator. Science is nothing. Science is bullshit. Right? Science was created by the enemies to deceive man from knowing the heavenly things or the ways of the creator, or to understand how things are being done in a certain season, in a certain timing. You know, with the creator, everything is in a certain season, everything is a certain timing. Right? So I'm just giving you all that. Now the purpose and the reason why a few days ago, I think on the 12th, after we had the lunar eclipse that was seen, Taal volcano went off, but it wasn't no big eruption. What happens is the volcano is rebooted. Now, in order for a volcano to become a super volcano, it have to restart and restart to make sure that everything is in place. Now, there's the reason why you have the volcano. Now and again, you'll see the volcano smoking. Or now again, even the volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadine. Alright? Recently, that volcano started to show smoke and stuff like that. And then, bam, when you watch again and see no smoke, that's because these volcanoes are rebooting. Rebooting means restarting. These volcanoes are going to restart over and over until it reaches a certain phase. When it reaches a certain phase, alright, let me cut it down. What makes a volcano a super volcano? Not all volcanoes are super volcanoes. The purpose and the reason why these volcanoes are being called super volcanoes, because these volcanoes will be triggered in a different way. So the first time when La Palma, sorry, not La Palma, the first time when Tahal volcano erupted, that was back then in 2019, January, February, somewhere around there. When Tahal erupted, there was a massive crack that split New Zealand and all the different parts. All right, there was a massive crack that was established in the Philippines. Right, when Tahal volcano went off, and we saw lightning and all them beautiful things. That's because ABBA them, ABBA move into that atmosphere. So ABBA move into that atmosphere, lightnings and beautiful things was seen, faces was seen over the volcano, right? You don't see faces over every volcano. You don't see faces in La Palma because La Palma is a different eruption. When we was executing the Hawaii volcano, the Kilo volcano in Hawaii, yeah, you saw faces, you saw a rainbow, all these different things because different volcanoes are going through different phases to reboot, right? So you will say Tahal was never a super volcano before, and the purpose and the reason why Tahal volcano is now a super volcano because Tahal will be aiding us, will be triggered in order to trigger a tsunami in Luzon, Philippines. Next day when I do a live, probably tomorrow, I'll be teaching about that. So I'll be showing live how the tsunami will be triggered from the Philippines and rise over Philippines, and then it will now change its fraction and head to Indonesia. All right, the tsunami to happen for India, we don't have no tsunami happening for India. So what will happen? India, division must happen. A massive split, a crack must happen to split that continent. So that continent, that India, between India and all them other places, and China need to be separated. So that is what is being worked on right now. So I'm just giving you all an idea of, what I'm really trying to explain to you all. So Tahal volcano, yes, we're going into the other teaching that's on with it. Tahal volcano is now a super volcano. The Mayan volcano in the Philippines is not a super volcano, right? As I said already, different volcanoes have different phases to go through in order for the eruption to come. Tahal volcano will erupt, but the eruption of Tahal volcano this time around will be totally different. It will be catastrophic. It will be deadly. When Tahal volcano erupt again, millions will die because, as I said already, Tahal is a super volcano which will trigger a tsunami from Luzon, and then another tsunami will be triggered near Davao City, Mindanao there, around Mindanao and Davao, Luzon. We have a gap there. I'm going to be teaching you all about that tomorrow or whenever. We have a gap there where earthquakes are happening in particular places where the tectonic plate is being mounted up in order to create the wave or the wall. I already did a drawing about it already, so I know a lot of you didn't take me serious then, but I believe now is the time to take me serious. Take me serious in what I'm teaching you all, because there is nobody on the earth knows about what I'm teaching you all here. Scientists can tell you all about volcanoes or earthquakes. Volcanologists and geologists and them is totally brainwashed. They only know what science teach them. They don't know what the creator know. If they know what the creators know, because the creator is the one who created the earth, and the creator being the one who created the earth, and I being the messenger of the creator, obviously I will know exactly what's going to happen. Obviously I will know when it's going to happen, but I'm just not giving you all the actual date and the time. So what I will do is I'm giving you all, we start off with the day, we start off with the seconds, we start off with the minutes. Sorry, we end with the seconds. So we end with that phase. It doesn't mean to say we at the dregs, like dregs now. As I say, by the 15th of December, we will be entering into a new shift, into a new phase. This new phase could carry us into 2022, all right, on a total different base, meaning that this new shift that's coming, which ABBA calls the Pandora box effect. Now, you already saw talking about the Pandora box and the Pandora box and the Pandora box. Today, there was in Istanbul, in Turkey, there was catastrophic winds and stuff like that rip out buildings and stuff like that. That is because of the flattening process. If people take me serious, people will know exactly what's taking place, and everybody will be able to be saved. But apparently, that is not on some people's agenda. Some people just want to, some people think they're better than me, so, but they're better than ya, so they believe that they know every fucking thing. So if they know everything, well, okay, well, go ahead. So what's happening in Istanbul right about now, it's all over social media. So it's viral right about now of what's taking place right now in Istanbul. A couple months ago, I spoke about Istanbul, and I talk about the elbow. I'm going to show you all. Let me see if I could just get to Google Earth here. And now I'm going to show you all what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to go to Istanbul. All right. I don't know if I could find it here. But Istanbul here. Where's Istanbul, boy? All right. Now, Istanbul, I think it's a little trace there. Laptop kind of stick in here. It's remember it's Google Earth I'm using, so all right, so I see Istanbul there. Now, do you all know that Gibraltar, I don't know if I'm saying the place properly, Gibraltar is the most vaccinated place on the earth. Yes. And Gibraltar, as you can see, I have some earthquakes events there. All these red spots here are earthquakes. All right. These are earthquakes that are happening right now. You can't really see that big. All right. I did not adjust it to look big on the map. Right. So Gibraltar is the most vaccinated country in the world right about now. And do you know that they are going on another lockdown? Yep. That is because vaccines don't work. When I warn you, you know. When I warn you, I warn you. Understand? So Gibraltar is now on another lockdown, and Austria, they're locking down the unvaccinated as though if the vaccinated is a threat. I want the world to know this is not about your health or the pretending, oh, we care about your health. They don't give a flying fuck about none of us. Because when they had a conference and the G7 and the G6 conference, when the media is not present, they're laughing at all of us. And they're planning and plotting how they can kill their own people. These people are not normal. Anything for greed, anything for money, that is your government in a nutshell. Understand? That is your government in a nutshell. So, very soon, ABBA will reach to Gibraltar. And when they reach to Gibraltar, is massive destruction going to happen in Gibraltar just now. This had nothing to do with, because you didn't want to do it, and everybody had a choice, and the government forced people. They forced people to take that poison, because that poison giving them money. You see what I'm explaining to you all here? They will never come out and tell you all the actual truth of what really taking place around the earth, because I want you all to believe the vaccine's working. So here now, they bring out a next variant, because South Africa didn't want to go along no more. South Africans fed up at the freaking COVID-19 shit, and people want to go back to their normal lives because you promising. You said take the vaccine and life will go back normal. You all are fucking deceivers. You all are deceivers. So you take the vaccine. You ain't sure to live to go back to a normal life, because there's no normal life going back here. You all understand what I'm saying? There's no normal life going back here. Look at Israel. Israel vaccinated the whole population. threaten the population. Oh, if you didn't take vaccinated, if you didn't take the vaccine, blah, blah, blah. You understand? Threaten the whole population to take vaccine. You know what's going on with Israel now? People dying in the hundreds of thousands. Not 100, you know. We have not 2,000 dying, you know, in Israel, you know. We have right now in Israel right now, 5,000 a day dying. Imagine how much an hour. 5,000 a day dying in Israel. Right? That is because all these people took the vaccine. Because they trust in their government rather than trust in their creator. Because if they trust in the creator, what do you need a vaccine for? You all feel me? You all understand what I'm saying? So if you trust in your enemies, well then take what you're going to get. Don't blame the creator when things ain't going your way. You know what I like to blame the creator? Right? So we will also have a tsunami happening in this little spot here called Aberon Sea. We're going to have a tsunami happening here too, but I'm not going to be teaching about that today. I just wanted to show you all what really taking place, all right, around the earth. But the main teaching today is actually England, because what I'm going to teach today is how the tsunamis will be happening for England. All right? So that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching today. We're going to be teaching about England. You understand? All right, so we are back into England. This is the impossible tsunami. This tsunami is impossible because of how it's going to happen. This is why we have an impossible tsunami going to happen. We call it impossible because the enemies made a movie out of my teachings and call it the impossible tsunami. Anybody could go on Google now or go on YouTube now and type in the search bar the impossible tsunami. And if you go and you type in impossible tsunami, you see exactly what I'm saying here. They made a movie out of my teachings. All right? Not that I get credit for it or anything like that. But because they're stealing, they're thieving. As usual, they're just thief. That is all they know to do, is thief. All right? And then neglect the fact that the one that bringing the truth, the real truth to the world, is really the main source. They believe that there's the main source, but they know that they are not the main source. I am the main source. You understand? But anyhow, enough of me. So what we're going to talk about today, where is it? All right, so I'm going to do a little drawing here. I just had to look for what I'm going to get. All right, so right now I am just going to do a little short line for you all. I think it's from here. So a line from here to here. I'll just put it like this. So right, so we have a tsunami that will be triggered here. Now in order for a tsunami to be triggered, now it's the same thing same thing happening for Trinidad. Is a similar kind of teaching, because this tsunami cannot go to the Netherlands. So that means that the tsunami will rise, all right? But you see which way they seen this earthquake happen here? Let me just extend this to up here. Well, I'll just put it here for so. Right here. So what will happen is we have to have, I think I could save that. I will save it. Save. Alright, I'll just click on OK. Alright, so I'm saving it there and I'm just going to do it again. I think I understand how to work with this. Alright, so now as you can see, we had earthquakes happening here. Alright. So what I'm going to do here is draw another line. Alright, because what will happen is we have to crack. We have to split this part. So this part will be split. Alright. That is why if you look here, on this end, let me just come in a little bit. You see all them red dots there? These are earthquakes. Alright? Alright, so these earthquakes are happening to break off this part. Alright, so that part have to break off. Alright, let me just zoom out there. Let's see if this. So I have to do the same thing again. Alright. Alright, so we established that this part here have to break off. Right, so we're breaking off this part here. So from Belgium, Netherlands will be broken off. Hence the reason for the minor earthquakes happening there. So when that part broke off, alright, I'll show you something else. No, I think I saved that part. Okay. So now we have, now if you look on this side, a tsunami can happen here because, well, according to the map, because of how it is here. Now, if we could trigger a tsunami out here to come down here, but that is not really the plan. The plan is to get a tsunami to happen right here. Once we get the tsunami to happen right here, right, be able to get the tsunami over. Now, what you all need to understand is that, let me just make another line there, because I need to draw another line here. Alright, so right here, go up. I'll just put it up right here. We have to crack. We have to do earthquakes right in the center here in Scotland. We have to do earthquakes there. I'll save that. And I'll do it again. And now, Ireland section. There is no earthquakes registering in Ireland right now. Alright, but I'll tell you what is the plan. So let me just do something here. Right, so there's no earthquakes being registered in this area. Alright, I will just wait. So save. Alright, so you all got a good teaching there about the volcanoes and stuff like that. Now, so there is no earthquakes happening right now in Ireland. Ireland is totally quiet. Now, Ireland is a separate entity from United Kingdom. Now, if we zoom in a little closer here, you could see there are actually underground tunnels that is flowing, that was built hundreds of years ago, not thousands or millions, hundreds of years ago, through the eyes of man. There are tunnels that is going to Northern Ireland and then going to Ireland itself, right? And how the tsunami is going to happen is something that the elites, they never expected it to happen this way. And people in England don't even know a tsunami going to happen in England, right? Now, the difference between England and Trinidad is when one tsunami hit from Port of Spain to Chaguanas, hit the North Post and rolled back, another one coming, and then another one coming. So there's 3 tsunamis that will hit Trinidad back to back. It's just that it's not happening the way how people think it will happen. It is difficult to explain. So what happens is one tsunami will come together and clap with another tsunami, as I was explaining, with Toko and Guayari. No, sorry, not Guayari, but Mayaro. Alright, so from Mayaro to Toko, a tsunami being generated there. It will hit the mountain. It wouldn't bounce back, you know. It will throw down the mountain, and then it will be able to come over other mountains, because that tsunami that coming from Toko side will be 10,000 feet. It wouldn't be 7,000 feet. If you listen to the live last night, you hear me say 10,000, or I'll probably say 7,000, right? But I didn't want to say certain things to get people scared. I want you to understand how all these events will be happening. So at the same time, you must understand. So when the tsunami from Toko roll over the northern range, not the northern range in Port of Spain, but the northern range behind the San Juan region, or the we call I can't remember the name of the place right now. I think is I can't remember the name of the place, but anyhow, when the tsunami roll over that part, it will become crushing down and it will be able to enter into the San Juan region. The tsunami that coming from Port of Spain, it won't be able to enter into San Juan. It will bounce the north post and roll back. It will bounce the north coast and roll back. So you need to understand different phases of the tsunami here. Right, so I'm just giving you all a little idea of what already taking place here. Alright, so we're going a little in depth here. Let me go a little in depth with you all here. Now, we're going to zoom in here. Now, the same kind of manner of how the tsunami will be happening, just that the tsunami happening different. Alright, let me just say, this side here, the North Sea, was Port of Spain. Let me just put it as this. The North Sea was Port of Spain. And where tsunami 1 is, that will be Shogunas. So we have tsunami 2, where Port of Spain is, and tsunami 1. So we have tsunami 1 where Shogunas is. Shogunas, Point Fort, and all them other places. If you remember how I explained it last night, I explained it that Cedros, Icacos, Captiville, Point Fortin, totally cut off because they are off the tectonic plate. Right? So if you remember that. Now if you scroll into Scotland now, right, being Scotland, part of Scotland will have to break off because of the lining up of the tsunami. The lineup of the tsunami needs to be in a certain way where we don't have land obstructing the tsunami. Now this is the reason why we have landslides happening. Alright, landslides are happening not because landslides are happening as they tell you all, oh, there's a landslide. It's more than just a landslide. Landslides are just not being happening just like that, guys. Landslides happen because earthquakes are executed prior to that event. For example, if we know that we are going to execute 2.3 or whatever earthquake on this mountain, and we want to break this mountain down, 2-3 days before the event, we execute earthquake, we crack that spot. And when we need to finish crack it, or to cave it down, or to sham it down, or to melt it down, we have to use saturation, rain, we have to use water, and not a little amount of, not a 1 hour rain or a 2 hour rain. If the rain do fall for an hour, had to be a good powerful enough rain that will be able to create landslides. Landslides don't just happen just like that. You are not being told the truth because the people who you think know the truth, they don't know one shit. Right? They don't know nothing. So they can't tell you all what really caused landslides. So all they say is landslides. A landslide happened here. But they don't know the true cause of a landslide. And now you know in the true cause of a landslide. So now you know landslides are not just happening just like that. Landslides are happening for a purpose. Look at places in China. When a landslide is being triggered, it's a powerful enough landslide happening where a whole mountain coming down. You think a whole mountain just coming down just so? No, guys. Earthquakes need to be executed in that particular place. So when the rain come, the earth will be able to move. You see, when the earthquake's executed in a hard place, or let me say, for example, we go on Point Fortin. We execute our earthquake in Point Fortin, in the heart of Point Fortin. In the heart of Point Fortin, we execute an earthquake in Point Fortin. Now, remember Point Fortin have buildings and all these different places. Nobody will see when that earthquake being executed because it will happen in such fast manner. Some people might be able to pick it up, or some people mightn't be able to pick it up. So happen as in the heart of Point Fortin, earthquakes being executed. Not yet, but it coming. So while earthquakes are being executed in Point Fortin, right, in order for a crack to be established, or what we call a sinkhole, right? Remember, all these things are what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to break it down to explain to you all. Now, the beginning of a sinkhole specifically mean there was a sinkhole there before. Now, remember I told you all that we are working with advanced maps. Hence the reason why I could tell you exactly where sinkhole going to open. I could tell you exactly where earthquakes going to happen because we are working with an advanced map. We're not working with the map, Google Maps, you know. Everything is Google Maps. We're not working with Google Maps. But I am teaching you from Google Maps because that is what they teach you. So I'm trying to give you a familiar understanding of where I'm coming from here. You dig? So I'm trying to make you all understand specifically of what I'm talking about here. What creates these sinkholes? Same earthquake. It's just that there were sinkholes there before, long time ago, and when the government was creating the roads, remember before they create a road, remember a road wasn't there before, you know. Let me say the main road in Point Fortin wasn't there before. The government, they carved out that road before. That road wasn't there before in Point Fortin, or in San Fernando, or in England, or in Scotland. These roads were not there before. This brings us to a deeper explanation here. This brings us to understand the census. Why do they go around and ask for census? How much people live in here? How much people live in there? That is to get data to formalize itself with the place so that they'll be able to know, you know what? We could put a road here, or we could do this here. They don't just wake up one day and say, you know what? I'll go put a road there. No, before the roads were built, it was dirt. So years ago, not billions of years ago, or millions of years ago, hundreds of years ago, the Point Fortin main road, San Fernando main road, it was dirt. It was dirt. So therefore, it had a sinkhole there, and what the government did, they cover it up. In order to create the road, what they did is they cover up the sinkhole, and I said, and ABBA said, well, okay, well, they close up the sinkhole, but when you're ready for that same spot again, when you think that the sinkhole would open back, yes, the sinkhole would open back. Now, the difference between a sinkhole and a landslide needs to be happen now for now. Like, if ABBA them going to execute a 3 point something or a 4.4 earthquake somewhere, and they want to carve down a mountain, the mountain will collapse immediately. No, it won't, because of the texture of the earth, because the way how ABBA compact the dirt when he was creating the earth, the way how he made the foundation stable and not spinning around like a clown. Alright? The foundations are stable. So that means that to do an earthquake, it had to be a mighty enough earthquake to create an immediate split. Like what happened in Peru, the Amazon, with the 8.5 earthquake that USGS downgraded and says 7.5. We know for a fact, when I mean we, I mean Elohim, because I am a part of Elohim family, right? Now we know for a fact the magnitude that's going to be executed there. So USGS could say it was a 8.0. It's not a 8.0. It could have been a 9.0. Now my point is to the listening public. Why when an earthquake of a great magnitude happens, or even an earthquake of a small magnitude happens, then we have USGS downgrading the magnitude? Tell me. Why does USGS, why do they run fast? And downgrade the earthquake? because they know the sovereignty of the magnitude. And they know that if they really reveal the sovereignty of the magnitude, everybody will look up to me, because you know why? I teach about these things in the earlies. So what they did is the censoring the earthquakes, and the censoring me too as well. So when I open my mouth to talk, there are others that they put in place to hide the truth, so that I wouldn't be. So when I open my mouth to say certain things, there are other people who will put doubt in other people's hearts, because they are being placed there to create that distraction, like your prime minister and your presidents and them. They are being a human distraction right now, because they are distracting the world from the destruction of the earth. The earth is being destroyed slowly but surely. We don't hear the mainstream media talking about it. They don't talk about the earthquakes. Now and again, you might hear them talking about a certain magnitude because it affected their work. Means it affected their ability to earn money. If a massive earthquake happened in the UK, nobody will know it happened now, because there's no earthquake instruments in certain places in the UK. There are no earthquake instruments to detect where earthquakes are being happening. And today, that's why I do this live today, so that people will understand where these earthquakes are happening, and if they feel a jolt or whatever, they know exactly where it's coming from. Because they don't want to spend money to put no oils, no earthquake instrument right now to what, prove me right? No, they're not going to put no, them not going to do that. When everybody dead, they have nobody to deal with. So when the prime minister and the president and the government, when they kill out all them people, they have nobody to govern. Yeah, they have nobody to govern. Only place for them is the lake of fire. Not the lake of fire. Lake of fire too easy. Them need to go in the black hole. You all know what's the black hole, right? Right, I'll be teaching about the black hole soon. Right now, I don't really want to go into that teaching about the black hole. Right, so we are talking about the sinkhole. Now, years ago, the main roads in Trinidad, or the main roads in the United Kingdom, was dirt. It wasn't a smooth, nice, pitchy road. No, it wasn't that nice and smooth. It was bumpy. It was rough. And people long ago never used to complain and say, oh, I'm damaging my tire, because why? They used to build vehicles. I'm saying it properly. They used to build vehicles to run on these roads. You understand? So they didn't have them nice vehicles, and then what they have today, you know, the advanced understanding that they get from Elohim, how to. You think man just wake up one day and just know how to build cars? No. No, it all comes from our Creator. Our Creator. It comes from our Creator. Scientists, they didn't just wake up and say, you know what? I go build a Lexus. I go build this, I go build that. No. Elohim showed them these models because they wanted their plans to advance. If we were still living in the 1960s, we could have been still living in the 1960s and functioning as 2021. We could have been in an advanced civilization, but still living in the 1960s. That could have been happening. But ABBA wants you all to see things has advanced. That is the reason why we have everything in sync. So you see they're coming up with different ideas, how to do different things. You know, it's because Elohim showed them. Right? They gain wisdom from the Holy Spirit, Ruach HaKadosh. They gain wisdom from her. And with her wisdom, they were able to make certain vehicles. Now, to learn how to make vehicles and to learn how to do certain things technical, had to come from China. Because this should open your eyes to understand that the Ruach HaKadosh, the Holy Spirit, is really Asian. Right? It's really, the name for it is Hmong or Hmong. Right? Research the Hmong tribe. I know I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. The Hmong tribe, research the Hmong tribe, and you will realize that the Hmong tribe is not Chinese people, but the Hmong tribe is a certain people a certain tribe of people that lives in the mountain. It means that these people used to live in the towns before the Chinese came and drive them out of their land. Just like what happened with the Israelites in Israel, were driven out of their land. And then we have fake Israelites pretending that they are children of the Most High when they are not. Right? When they are Ashkenazi Jews. So when everybody praising up Israel and saying, oh, Israel is the people, if there's really people of God, blah, blah, blah. Hello. Means nothing. You understand? Elohim, yes, Elohim do protect their land. But the people, Elohim do protect the people in Israel. Why do you think they need an iron dome? Why do you think they build an iron dome to protect themselves from getting bombed up? Who teach them how to build that? Is the Creator. But the Creator didn't give that knowledge and wisdom and understanding to the Ashkenazi Jews. They stole that from our people. Israel. The 3 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel. They stole that from Israel. Right? They stole that from Israel. The true Israelite. They stole that from Elohim's people. And they made that technology advance so that they're protecting their own interests. So when certain things happen in certain parts of the earth, like when an earthquake happens in certain parts, you don't hear the media in that country talking about it, you know. No. Because they're not about their interests, because they don't want their people to wake up to understand what's going on. But when earthquakes happen in different countries, like we see an earthquake happen in the United Kingdom, a massive earthquake, 7.2 happened in United Kingdom. You have countries that seek the interests of United Kingdom will be able to broadcast it. They will say a massive earthquake happened in England, right? Because their interests lost. The interest that they develop. In other words, the businesses that they have in United Kingdom, it gone through. So they have no choice than to open them out and say, you know what, yes, an earthquake happened in England, because deep down in their heart, they lost everything. Right? If you all remember, this is the New World Order pledge. Listen carefully. You will own nothing and be happy. That will not happen. It will happen for some, because some people who don't understand what really transpiring and what really taking place, they lost. But the fact and the truth is that most of you all out there will own nothing and be happy. But Elohim sent back a reverse call, answering back to the enemies and saying that they will own nothing and they will be unhappy. They will own nothing. Why do you think these places are being destroyed? Why? And why do you think the enemies now come with a new variant? Because why? All the other variants are working. Because the variance is to hide the reality of what really transpiring. So if you understand what really transpiring with these variants, you understand the variance is to push an agenda. It's not really a variant to say a variant is a new threat or total rubbish. A variant is a new agenda. For example, they had Gamma, and they had Delta, all these different bullshit deltas they had or variants they had is to push different agenda. Alright, in other words, it's like a cycle. This whole variant thing is a cycle. It's a cycle. From since they call the thing, boy? It have been 666 days or 600 and something around there since they called the Delta variant. So from Delta now they're going to Moroccan. I say Moroccan, whatever the fuck they call it. But anyhow, that variant is to push a new head, a new agenda. They are all in this together. This will never end until they reach the end of the alphabet. And if they reach the end of the alphabet, they will move to the Hebrew alphabet. That means that this agenda will never end. It means that when they tell you all that vaccinate to go back to normal, it's not normal coming back. They're just deceiving you and making you believe that by taking the vaccine, you'll be able to have your freedom. But yes, the freedom that so many people have now is temporary, because soon they will die. And when they die, and they have nobody to support the safe zone business again, what do you think will happen? Everything will collapse. And they will need the unvaccinated. But that is not the part, because the governments they are deceiving the people. This is not what is going to happen. So the safe zones are very soon going to collapse. As you all could already see, it already collapsing slowly. Lawsuits are coming in by the thousands or the millions. Lawsuits are being sent out to different places on the earth. So why? So what they did, they bring a new variant to prove that, hey, you're all not going back to normal, So don't think you all will go back to normal, like your life will go back to normal, They come on TV and they fucking lie. And they lie and lie and lie. And this is what they say to our people. You will go back to normal. Vaccinate to operate. And when you vaccinate, yes, certain things might happen to you now. But in a timing, it will start to affect you. And when it affects you and you're dead, that is the day you're done, you're going to hell. What people don't know is that when you take the vaccine, it's on your own accord. Yes, the government forcing you to take the vaccine, we understand that. But at the same time, you have a decision. If you choose to take the vaccine and listen to your government, when you die, you're going to hell. Yeah. This is all about guarding souls for the lake of fire, guarding souls for the black hole, and guarding souls for eternity. This is what this is about. There's a harvest going on here. Right? So we have a harvest. So the enemy using COVID as a harvest to cut off people. Now this is not the plan of your creator, but your creator allow it because the people want it. You see, the heart of the people is the voice of the creator. In other words, if you as the people want something, and ABBA know that what you want is evil, and what you want will oppress you, he will try to show you ways to escape that hurdle. But if you keep forcing it, and you want it, and you want it, and you want it, eventually you say, you know what, share that. Okay, no problem, you can have it. But when you have the oppression now, it's like you don't want to come out from the oppression. When Elohim open out a way or a door to expose your enemies, you're supporting them. This is why COVID will never end. Because why? The people supporting it. If the people of the earth wake up and realize there's no COVID-19 nowhere on the earth, and this is all a big conspiracy to take over the lives of the people in Atlantis, then they will realize what's really taking place. But I don't think that's going to happen now. Understand? It will happen, It will happen when it's too late. You see, when it's too late, then people will realize, you know what, we make a terrible mistakes. Terrible mistake by vaccinating our children. Understand? And when you vaccinate your children now, and things that happen to your children, it's on you, It's on you, because the government don't give a fuck. Governments don't fucking care. They never care about people, Governments care about themselves. All of them in this together. Get a tree, a thick skull. This is not about I or you. It's about them. The more people they kill, is the more money they make. You see, this nonsense can't continue. If this continue, then we have nobody on the earth. Because then they will be able to do what they want. And the reason why ABBA allowing Australia to continue what they're doing, because there's a lot of Australian people who hate the creator. So some Australian people hate the Creator. Let them face the tune early. So other countries that would have loved to implement what's taking place in Australia, they can't do it because Elohim blocked them from doing it. You see, Abba will allow certain things to happen, and certain things he will not allow to happen. You all feel me? Certain things will happen, and certain things will not happen. You all understand what I'm saying? Right? So, COVID-19 ain't going nowhere. It's here forever. When 2023 come, it will never end. It will keep going and going and going. And the reason why we cannot allow this nonsense. Now, because I came out and exposed the narrative of the agenda, and because I exposed what is the plan of the Creator to bring certain things in motion, they came up with the COVID-19 strategy. And they decided, you know what? The world going to end already. Let us see how much people we could deceive. And let us see how much people we could kill. It's about depopulating the earth. And by depopulating the earth, they're saying how they want to stop carbon emissions. The truth is, we live amongst carbon emission. It has nothing to do with carbon emission with, you know, if there was no government plants, if there was no industrial plants like Atlantic LNG and all in different places, well, this is the place I could think about right now. Or, right, or Petrotrin, all them different places. If there was no plants like that, the air would have been clean. But at the same time, the air is clean still, enough, because the atmosphere is created in a specific way where toxic are being taken up and being, you know, recycled. So when they talk about global warming, they don't know. You don't know what they're talking about. You think that global warming means the ocean drying up and, you know, earthquakes here and there. You think that is global warming. That is judgment, not global warming. So in order to hide judgment happening on the earth, they commit global warming. Just like they commit COVID. Y'all understand what's going on? Take notes, you know. The same way how they commit COVID, same way they commit global warming. The same way they come with global warming, same way they come with all these different narratives of viruses. Right? We live amongst virus. Virus lives in us. But when we was growing up, we know about outside. We know about climbing trees. We know about playing in the mud. Natural immunity. When you tell me I had to take a vaccine, although you're out of place, because the vaccine will do nothing but kill me. I mean, it might kill me right away, but in a timing, when the vaccine, when the poison really reaches the heart, or certain places that it need to go in the body, you're dead. So although some of you all take the vaccine and nothing happened to all, and all they're feeling so happy, all they're showing all the vaccination card here and there, you all are just being stupid fools. You all are just being guinea pigs. And by showing your vaccination card, you are showing the enemies that you are proud to be guinea pigs. So by showing your vaccination card, it proves that you love being guinea pigs. Because showing your if you take the vaccine, why you need to show your vaccination card in these places? That's because when you show your vaccination card, the enemies like that. They say, look at that, look at guinea pig there. So all these people who flashing their vaccination card is like flashing a vaccination passport. So in order not to say it's a passport, it's a passport. Your vaccination card is a passport. To go certain places, you will need to show your vaccination card. If you remember in the earlies, since 2019, earlier I want to talk about all this. I break down this same thing already and explain what happened in the days of Hitler. Yeah, Hitler did the same blasted thing. Similar. Alright, when it had the Spanish flu, what you think happened? It's the same thing. But what happened is, ABBA passed a decree, which is called the Nuremberg Code. It is established on the earth. It's a code, and it is established in heaven. It means that once you break this decree, now the governments of the earth, they know about the Nuremberg code. They don't care about it. Remember, this is about sniffing your soul away from you. This is about killing you to get profits. So it's like Pfizer, Moderna, Sinovac, and Sinopharm. All these different companies that making these vaccines made a decree with the government. They made a pact, a deal. And if you vaccinate your country with this vaccine, we will give you so and so money. So it's like Pfizer getting a cut and the government getting a cut. This is how it's working. It's working with when Pfizer come to your government and say, here now, we have so and so, we have about 10,000 vials. See if we could get her into the arms of people. Do campaigning or wherever you could do. Why do you think the government working so hard? Why do you think they're campaigning so hard to push this vaccine? Why they can't come and why they can't campaign to feed the poor? Why they can't campaign to take the drug dealers and to take the drug addicts and them off the road and really help them to get back on track? Why they can't do that? Why are they putting everything, their money, their mouth, their heart, everything into this vaccine campaign? Why are they pushing it so strong? It's because they are getting money. Each one of them getting a salary. You know, besides the salary that the government ministers normally get, governments who are part, or leaders who are part of the narrative, who are part of the agenda, getting pay separate from the money that they're getting from the normal payroll being in government. They get a salary from the World Bank. World Health Organization owns the World Bank. Who do you think owns the World Bank? Rowley? No, Rowley owns nothing. Bill Gates and all the other billionaires, they own the World Bank. Right? They own the World Bank. So when you do something for them, you get paid. Remember the government, some of the government ministers, they didn't want to go along with it, you know. They didn't want to go along. But when they realize, well, if I don't go along, boy, that's a nice 2 million in my account there, you know. You know what thing I could do with that? I could build a house, I could build this, I could do this. They say, you know what, I going along. I go sleep on it tomorrow and bam. And they start forcing it. Imagine D.L. Singh, Minister of Health, go in Port of Spain, the heart of Port of Spain, where all crimes are taking place, where people want their neck out there. He going into the public space. He sacrificed his life to push that vaccine narrative. Because being a government minister, you know, they always had the protection around them, the security. This man stand up on the roadside, in the road, handing out flyers. And you know people hate him. But because your prime minister push a certain agenda, everybody respect them. The gang leaders respect them. Because the gang leaders and them, they are afraid of COVID. So they're not going to do the minister, and because the minister win COVID, the minister beat COVID. Because the minister telling you all, oh, Trinidad and Tobago doing the best it can, the government doing the best it can to protect its citizens from COVID-19. This is not about your health. This is about money in their pockets and the billions of dollars that they are receiving in their accounts from World Bank. Who do you think is the World Bank? The World Bank controls all banks. Let me say that again. You see all banks around the earth? The banks in England, banks in Denmark, banks, all banks around the earth. Banks not owned by the government, banks owned privately. Because in order to own a bank, you have to be a part of their charade. I can't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to open my bank. No, You know how much process you had to go through? You know how much meeting you had to go through? You know how much, hello? To own a bank, you had to be in the elite. So all these people who own Scotia Bank and Republic Bank and all these different banking, these people are Freemasons. These people are part of the New World Order cabal. And they all mix up with the government. There's the reason why the government and them does go in a secret place. You remember earlier on, before this whole narrative began, I warned you all, I always do, and I told you all that this would be the last conference that the government and them are going into with the UN. You remember when they went to the UN? You remember? Right, that was the last meeting they had in the UN. And days after when they had the last meeting in the UN in New York, what thing happened? They started to take down the flag. They started to take down this and they started to take down that. Because they started pushing narrative. Being the last. That's why they came up with the jingle. And say we are in this together. You as a human being, alright, a normal thinking human being, you think is you they're talking about when they say we are in this together? No. They're talking about amongst themselves. Right? Prime Minister to Prime Minister. Presidents to presidents. Opposition to opposition. All of them in this together. They are not in this to help us. But they will help their followers. Because it's their followers who keeping them afloat. If the followers decide to not bow down to them anymore, the whole party collapse. You see, what is holding a politician up is the supporters. If people in the United Kingdom will wake up, all right, they will take Boris Johnson and throw him in a fucking dustbin. Because that is what he deserved to be thrown in. Because if people only know from since day one what was going to happen, that this would be a never-ending strategy to depopulate and to deceive humanity, then you all will have understand. Boris Johnson is not telling the truth. All of a sudden, mask wearing again. All of a sudden, things that he said that he will done. So you see, they want you to continue to be deceived. So they will keep coming back. So when the people rise up and take a stand and say, no, we ain't wear no mask, we ain't taking no vaccine, they will cool down and everything will go back to partial normal. You will believe everything going back normal. And bam, a new variant. What do you think that happen? They will tell you, you know, we have to go back to the mask wearing. We have to go back with taking vaccine because this variant so deadly. This is in order to continue the narrative. You all understand what's going on? If they don't continue the narrative, they don't get paid. You understand? Right? But Elohim coming, they are coming to throw them out of their places. You see them in high places, Bill Gates and all of them? They ain't no match for Yahushua. You understand? They no match. This is the reason why earthquakes are happening, to prepare the earth for destruction. Earthquakes are happening to prepare the earth. It's a preparation period. Now it's preparing the earth to be destroyed. So it's not going back to normal. You all understand what I'm talking about? Just breaking down in pieces there. Even a baby, a little small baby can understand what we're talking about right now. A 3-year-old could understand. A 6-year-old could understand what I'm talking about. Alright, but some adults, they don't understand what I'm saying. No matter how much I break it down. Oh God, they think they know every fucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, that is the reason why they're forcing people now to go back into the narrative. That's why they say the lockdown you're unvaccinated and the lockdown here and the lockdown there. Lockdowns have nothing to do with this. Lockdown is in order for you to bow. You understand? The more lockdowns you do, is the more pressed you become. And then you start to think suicide thoughts. Because you know why? You are accustomed being free. If our Creator wanted us to be enslaved, we'd have born fucking enslaved. Although enslavement began long time ago, enslavement happening now. COVID-19 is an enslavement agenda. It's a continuous enslavement until they get what they want, which they will never get what they want. If you all remember what I said that when they nearly reach, or the thing they reach herd immunity, boom, everything will collapse. And that is what they think they believe in. You know, soon we go get herd immunity. Because when they reach herd immunity, have a big piece of money to get, you know. What? When they reach herd immunity, you have $3 billion to get. Government minister who executes herd immunity had $3 billion to get. ABBA ain't ready to cut them off yet, you know. ABBA will cut them off soon. You all catch me what I'm saying. That by Biden, that by Joe Biden and all the others, and them pushing this narrative and say this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. This is not a pandemic of the unvaccinated. This is a pandemic of the elites. This pandemic is against the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Once you're vaccinated, they don't give a flying fuck about you. Because why? They're not taking responsibility for anything that happens to you. So anything that happens to you, it's on you. You sign a form saying here now, I solemnly declare I take all responsibility for taking this vaccine. What happened with stupid people and dumb ass people? You're going for a vaccine. You're signing a form. You're reading the form to know what it is about? No, you're just fucking signing. So you're signing your soul to the devil. And you don't know that. All these people, every country doing it, even in Italy, all countries, when you're going for a vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine, you had to sign a waiver form. This waiver form have all the information you need to put ass in court. Alright? But no, you just go and sign in like a madman. Okay, I sign and bam, get a vaccine, you're going home, you're fucking dead. Your family are nothing to get. Nothing. Because why? When they take it, when they went to the to get a vaccine, you don't care. You fucking sign the form and go away. You didn't read the form thoroughly to know that if you sign to take this vaccine, the government are not responsible for anything that happened to you. So when you as a parent carry your children to take that poison, you're responsible for anything that happened to that child. You, the parents, responsible. Not the government responsible, no. Although yes, they're responsible. But you as a parent, responsible for poisoning your child with a vaccine. You see the vaccine kill granny? No. You still want to give your daughter it. You still want to give your son it. You see it kill your uncle, your aunt, wipe out a whole generation. And boom, you just sit there and say, you know what? I will take the vaccine. And when the third shot come, yeah, I will take my booster. So you continue supporting the narrative over and over. You're not at all saying, you know what? Something is totally wrong here. But when you take that vaccine, you're totally control. You control. They're controlling people, you know. Just by coming every fucking day, doing a conference. Every day is a conference. COVID. It's programming your subconsciousness. Every time the government does, it's like, this is like witchcraft. This is like black magic. This is like obia. So let me look at it as the government working obia and their own people. It's obia they're working. Every time they do a conference, they're using one word, COVID. And then now, there are people who are living in fear. And when they hear the word COVID, they say, oh gosh, I want COVID kill my family. And bam, you go on and take the vaccine to protect your uncle. When your uncle unvaccinated already protected, but you went and take the vaccine because you say you take the vaccine to protect your auntie, or you take the vaccine to protect your children. You see, you will die and leave your children behind. because of your daughter's decision. As a parent or as an adult, you should make right decision. Look at the Prime Minister, always pretending to take the vaccine. If the Prime Minister to take the vaccine, dead long time. Because the Prime Minister has so much of commodities. Hello, when you have commodities, you have heart problems, you have cancer, you have all these different problems you having with your immune system. And you're going to take that poison. You ain't go dead, you go fucking dead. So he always coming and lying and saying he taking vaccine. He will never take that poison. Because he know, if he take that poison, what do you think will happen? He know he go dead. You think he want to dead? No, he want you to dead. So by you dying now, he will come and say, we have a spike in COVID. I know very well it's the blasted vaccine and the guillotines or the what do you call it again? I can't remember which is right now. But what they use in the hospital to kill people, stifle them. You understand? That is what they're doing. Right? So when you, as an unvaccinated person, you go to the hospital, you never had COVID before, you're going to the wrong place, and what happened to you? Bam, you do a COVID-19 test. Bam, all of a sudden you catch COVID. Go the line now, and they say, oh, you catch COVID. So you can question the doctor or the nurse who give you that swab test. Because here what they're saying, you catch COVID. If you catch COVID in the hospital, it's a COVID in the hospital. COVID is the place where COVID is being born. It's in the hospital where COVID is. That's where the main agenda is. And what they do is, you unvaccinated, you go for a simple problem. You either come out in a body bag, or either you come out normal, but you ain't normal, but something happened to you. You either have low oxygen or whatever, because they plant things in you. Because this narrative is happening in the hospital. And the doctors and nurses is pushing this narrative. The same doctors and nurses that swear an oath to be truthful in medicine, to protect and serve the public in honesty. These are the people that fucking killing us. These are the people that killing us. And these are the people that people look up to. 2 days ago, a woman in Trinidad, her 2 daughters take the vaccine. The woman said she didn't want the vaccine. Right? It's order to open your business. This is wicked. Your prime minister is wicked. This but they go pay for the wickedness. Don't worry, they go pay for it, They go pay for the wickedness. You think they go escape? Tell them you will never escape. You will never escape. All prime ministers and presidents in this narrative, you will never escape. You go drag on your fucking belly like a snake for the wicked thing to do to the same people who fought you in power, and the same people who feeding you, who clothing you, same people who protecting you. You all will pay for your wickedness. This day, judgment will come upon government ministers. Judgment will come upon all governments around the earth. All governments around the earth, judgment will come upon them. You will see not older heads dying, You will see younger heads dying now. Remember I told you all that the angel of death will be visiting certain prime ministers and ministers. Look how much of them dead. It's time for the younger heads to dead for the wickedness. They never take the vaccine, but yet still they come in. Every time there's a new vaccine, a new narrative, they come in and say, oh, I go take the booster in order to force other people to take it. So when they're fucking dead, they don't care. They need to be punished for their crimes. And they will be punished for their crimes. Mark my word this day. All governments around the earth will be punished severely for their crimes against humanity. They will be punished. Or they think, oh, we get them to do what we want. And while they're getting their part of the cake, you are the citizen and get nothing but fucking death. And some of you who are not dying, suffering. You're suffering immensely. And yet still you're telling people, I ain't stopping you from taking the vaccine, you know. You can still take it. Why? Because the Prime Minister or the Minister of Health, whoever, already called you up and say, here now, let me make a deal with you. Right? We'll give you $10,000 and we want you to say, all right, when people ask you, or interview you, so we want you to say, use the discretion and say, yes, I'm suffering. It's my choice. Right? It's my choice. I signed that paper to take the vaccine. But I'm not discouraging anybody to take the vaccine, you know. That is a wicked your government, sir. Telling these people, paying them money and telling them to push the narrative. You're already fucking suffering for 10,000 or 5,000 or for a fucking hamper. You're coming on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and lying because why? You get a little payout, a little money. The money will last forever, you know. It will last forever. The money will still be there and you will be fucking 10 feet down. Or you will be 6 feet down. And guess what? When you're dead, the same government who bribe you to hush your fucking mouth and not say nothing, they're not even coming to your funeral. And after that, they're done with you. They're not even supporting your family anymore. Because that little chicken change you was getting there, it was helping you. It was helping support the family. I understand you did this because your family needed food. Right? You did this, okay. But when you're dead, they don't care nothing about you. You're gone. Then that jackass gone there. That's how they look at all of you all. All of you who take the vaccine or planning to take it. Who wanted to go fake it? But there's a consequences. There are serious consequences for those who take that vaccine. Death and suffering. Right? And when you die, you're going to hell. When you die, you're going to hell, you know. Because the vaccine is the mark of the beast. Yeah, you all don't want to believe me, well, whatever. Like, I care. We don't want to believe that the vaccine is the mark of the beast. That is your problem. I did my part. I explained it to you all. I give you all a proper understanding that the vaccine is really the mark of the beast. All those who don't want to believe it, that is your problem. That is your business. Right? If you don't want to believe that the vaccine is the mark of the beast, I have no problem with that. Believe in what you want to believe in. You understand what I'm saying? Believe in what you want to believe in. Alright guys, so this is food for thought. I just explained something for you all. Because I want you all to understand how much Elohim loves you. If Elohim didn't care about the souls of those who still take that vaccine or planning to take it, I would not be interested in helping nobody. I would just sit back and watch everybody dead. I would just sit back and say, go and take the vaccine. There are no consequences. But your government telling you, don't study those who talking about the mark of the beast, the vaccine, the mark of the beast, and conspiracies. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is facts. This is the fucking truth that they will never tell you all. Because if you all wake up, bam, you all will find them and lynch them. You will throw them in volcanoes. If you know the sinister agenda that your presidents and your prime ministers and all of them, right, are planning and plotting against you, the people of the population of the earth, human beings, they're killing their own kind, all to get rich. Bill Gates and them already rich. So they think. Right? They think they're rich, that they could do what the fuck they want. They believe that they own this earth. I want to tell them this afternoon, they don't own nothing. Everything belongs to our Creator here. Everything our Creator created this earth. The earth do not belong to the government. The only reason why people is paying taxes and paying bills is because they allow the government to establish itself like that. We didn't need a government. This earth was built as a paradise. This earth is supposed to be a paradise. This earth not supposed to be an oppressed place. So why you have to pay to live here when our Creator created here and give us free will? We have free will, guys. Free will to choose righteousness or unrighteousness. Free will we have. Why are they taking that away from us? Because people stupid. They don't know the history. If people know the history, people will realize this whole virus thing is total bullshit. Right? Our immune system was built in a specific way. The only way for your immune system to collapse is if you're not taking care of yourself, health-wise. If you're not taking care of yourself health-wise, your immune system will collapse. And when the immune system collapse, they will say, it's COVID kill you. Right? Knowing very well, you die normally. A lot of people out there dying normally, getting heart attacks, and they're saying it's COVID. So everything is COVID. So you see what's going on. The narrative is COVID. It's obia. This is black magic they're working on people. Right? So people will bow. And people will yield to them as if they are our masters. You all understand what's going on? Right? This is the reason why a conference is being done every fucking day. It is to program your mind so that you will accept the narrative. You will accept the lies. You will accept the deception. You will accept being killed. You will accept being lied to. You will just take the narrative and swallow it. You will just go and take that vaccine because why? The president care about you. The prime minister care about you. They don't care about you. They never care about you. If you think that they care about you in the earlies, they didn't care about you in the earlies. But in order to get your vote, and in order to get you to bow to them, well, that was to get a little hamper. Now again, they will get a little hamper to cheer you up so that when election time come in, you know, they will do the thing. Or they will fix roads and stuff like that. When it's near election, they go in and pretend they're fixing roads and all them kind of nonsense. Why they couldn't fix the road before the election? Why they wait until the election period to do things that they should have done as a government before? So it is a bribe. It's to bribe people to go along with their narrative. So people will say, you know what? Wow, that government working for us, by. Why that government working for us? We will do whatever that government says. And when we do whatever that government says, and we fucking die, that government don't care about our family. So when our family had nothing to eat, have nothing to drink, no roof to live under, the government not coming and saying, well, we will help you, you know. And really prove that they're really helping you. Example, look at the lady and the man who lost their house in Claxon Bay. Over 3 months gone, the ministers and them visit the place, saw the massive landslide that happened in Claxon Bay. Come on, skin up the ugly cat face, on Facebook, on Twitter and YouTube, and saying, oh yes, the government will help. Yes, we will relocate. You know, up to this fucking day, these people still living in their car. Go and see. After months right? That they say that they will come and help these people after the house collapsed in Claxon Bay. It's only promises that will never materialize. All they will say is, yeah, we will help you with this. Yeah, we help you with that. And when they win the election and they reach up there, they don't give a fuck about me or you. They don't care no more about I and you. Am I talking sense? They don't care no more about I and you. Because why? They reach. They think they reach in their mind, in their heart. They think, you know what? We fooled them. Yeah. They believe, hey, we fooled them. After they vote for we will never do nothing for them. And although we don't really want nothing to do with them, I would just go and show my face, you know, just to make it look good. You know, everybody talking about that place breakdown and big massive landslides. You know, Archangel Gabriel spoke about it on his lives. You know, people will be looking up to Archangel Samuel now. So, you know, let me just go and show my face a little bit. The jackass went and showed the face and promised the people, we the government, we will relocate you. After months, the people them still living in their car. They have to live off their car because they have no house anymore. And the lady crying and saying, oh God, she promised me she go help me. She promised me. Promise? They don't care about you. They're only there for media proposition to make it look nice. After a while, everybody forget about that. Once everybody forget about that, fuck that. Nobody don't need to know nothing again. And bam, that being pushed aside, sweep under the carpet. Because why? They're not coming back to that no more. Although they came in the media eyes and say, you know what, yes, we will help. Because they're trying to get favor from the people who supporting them. So they come and lie boldly and make it look like if they really care about these people. But honestly, guys, they don't care about these people. They don't care about I or you. All they care is the rich. That's why ABBA will cut them fucking down. ABBA will cut them down. And you will see. Right? You will see. Government leaders, ministers and presidents dying out. You will see them dying out. And the only reason why ABBA ain't cut them off yet, as again I'm saying, is the heart of the people. The people want this. Rather than the people want righteousness, they choose to go along with evil. They choose it. Don't tell me they didn't go. Don't tell me that people didn't choose unrighteousness. They choose it. Because if they didn't choose it, we would not have COVID, right? No, we not have no COVID. Because people would have said, no, we're not going along with this agenda. We're not vaccinating. We're not wearing no mask. Exactly my point. It's all about making money. You understand? Milking the people. Milking poor people. But they themselves, they're not doing what they say they will do, you know. No. They pass a law, and that law is only for I and you. Alright? But the 1% don't follow that law. Or that 1% come on media and they pretending they're wearing a mask. But behind closed doors, when they were their colleagues and them, where COVID-19 is rampant, they not wear no mask. They're not social distancing. Are you all fucking blind? Are you all blind? They're not social distancing. Look at G7 conference it had in United Kingdom. Look at it. The Queen had a no mask. Right? Prince William had a no mask. Boris Johnson had a no mask. Alright? That senile cacahole didn't wear no mask either. Joe Biden didn't wear no mask. None of them wear masks, but let me tell you something, who wear masks? You see these sheep on them? Yeah, these sheep on them who working for them? These sheep on them have to wear a mask. Just imagine that, yeah. These sheep have to put on a mask to protect them. When they're supposed to set an example, they're not setting no freaking example. You all understand what I'm saying? That's why I kind of getting upset here. They're not setting an example. If they were setting an example, I'd say, well, okay, well, you know, set an example. No, you the sheep are the upon our master to protect them. And the master protecting them from shit. This is all smoke and mirrors, you know, guys. They get humanity to go along with their slave agenda. This is a form of slavery. Because we are born in a free world. You know what's a free world? Free to do what you want. Free to live how you like. But the consequences, you had to face that. They take away that freedom and now have us under mental slavery. So without putting out chains in our hands, they use handcuffs. They use handcuffs now to chain people. How do you think they just carry prisoners? With chains. All prisoners, when they carry in a certain, let me say, prisoners who have to go on death row. All prisoners who have to go on death row, all of them chained together, you know. Every one of them chained together. They chain every one of them together. What do you think they're doing with this COVID-19? They're chaining every fucking body. Everybody being in chains. And they don't see the chain. No, they say I'm a conspiracist and I'm a faceless man because I don't show my face when I do in lives. I don't need to show my face when I do in lives. He need to show his face. She need to show his face. Because why? That is show the face in order for the people to believe the narrative. You understand? Seeing is believing is truth. But what about those that haven't seen but yet still believe? Think about it. What about those that haven't seen but yet still they believe? What about those who see and don't believe? I'll give you something to think about now, right? Alright. So we have those who seeing and don't believe. We have some seeing and believe what they're teaching, what they're saying. So those who seeing and believing are brainwashed because they're seeing it. They're seeing it. That's like I was showing you this map here. Right? They're seeing it happening. They're seeing earthquakes happening exactly what I say will happen. They're seeing it happening, but they're coming and saying, Archangel, you're false. That will never happen. And rebuke that. They're seeing it happening. They're seeing magnitudes being registered and reported. Yet they're saying, you're false. And that will never happen. And I rebuke that in Jesus' name. And the list goes on and on and on. That's how stupid and brainwashed they are. You all understand what I'm saying? Those who haven't seen but yet believe, these are those who are the ones chosen. Because they don't see it, but yet still they believe it. Like, they don't see the miracle coming. Or they don't see the miracle in front of their face, but yet still they believe the miracle will come. That is how miracles happen. Not how they teach you or come conference, or do a conference and talk about COVID whole fucking day. You understand? Obia, brainwashing. Doing a conference to educate the people in righteousness is profitable for the soul. In other words, what I'm saying is that if they was doing a conference and teaching people how to take care of your body, if they was doing a conference and saying, here, you need to buy zinc, you need to buy vitamin C, you need to take care of yourself. If they was doing a conference and saying these things, I would understand that they really care. But they're doing a conference and pushing a narrative that exists, but yet still it don't exist. Because they themselves don't follow. They don't follow along that narrative at all. You understand what I'm saying? They push the law, but they don't follow it. You understand what I'm saying? So blessed are those and haven't seen my face, but yet still they believe in the words I say. Cursed are those who see the narrative, who see the agenda, but don't believe that they're really pushing the agenda and encouraging other people to go along with the agenda. You'll be severely punished. You'll be cursed for eternity. And you have nobody else to blame but yourself. You all feel me? You understand what I'm saying? Alright. That's enough talk for one day. Oh. Wow. We're actually going into 2 hours. There's a lot. Alright, I need to wrap this up here. Right, I know you're all enjoying the conversation. But I need to wrap things up. My laptop kind of freezing up here. Alright, so as I was saying before, this line here is a fault line, and we have to cut off Belgium and Netherlands will have to be cut off. So that is being cut off right now because we have earthquakes registering there to cut off that part. Right? I'm going to bring it up closer to show you all. We really have earthquakes happening there. Say, oh, you can't say, oh, Archangel Samuel falls and blah, blah, blah. Right? That is an earthquake right here. Alright? And look where the earthquake happened. Alright? This is an earthquake happening here on a major road. Alright, I'm just trying to zoom in here. Alright. So as you can see with your own eyes, this is where the earthquake happened here. Alright, this is in Netherlands. Alright, so this is the Netherlands here we're looking at. Alright. Alright, so this is where the earthquake happened here. Let me see if I could point it out to you all. If I can click it. Alright, as you can see, the Netherlands 3.2. M 3.2. Anybody see the Netherlands 3.2? Right, so this is where the earthquake happened for the Netherlands. Alright. 3.2 magnitude happened there in the Netherlands. Right? So I know what I'm talking about. I ain't just talking because why? I want to talk like your prime minister or your president who come in to talk total nonsense. These people are heartless. They're heartless towards their own people. And they will pay for their crimes. Yeah, they will pay for their genocide. We think they will escape. They will never escape. They will never escape, boy. It might take a while for them to really deal with them. But you will see my words. My words will fall on her. You will see. Right? You will see for yourself. Right? Wow. Look at that. So this is where the earthquakes. Writing. This is where the earthquakes are being registered in the UK right now. So this is the street view. Not the UK, but this is in the Netherlands. Alright, so you know I know what I'm telling the truth about that. Let me just come out of that street view there. Alright, so out of the street view, and as you can see, let me exit street view again. Alright, so this is the street here, and on this side here, somewhere wrong here, wait, right here, there's an earthquake being registered. Alright, right here there's an earthquake, because this is Netherlands. Alright, 3.2 Netherlands. Alright, this is the Netherlands here. So yes, an earthquake did happen, so it registered as an earthquake. I didn't put in that. This is from the USGS site, so they can't come and say, oh, I talking things that do exist. Right? They registered this earthquake. USGS registered earthquake there because they know that is where the split happening already. I teach about this a couple months ago. So they know to put the boys in the places, instrument in the places where earthquakes will be detected. All right, so we had to crack off, we had to split off that whole part. As you can see the drawing here. And an earthquake was registered there. So don't come and tell me I know what I'm talking about. All right, so as you can see at the end here, right, there's also magnitudes of earthquakes happening here. Yes, boy. 2.8 France. So this is France, right? So you know that the split run from Netherlands straight across to France. So that whole parts have to break off. Right? Also, this have to break off too. See this arm here? This arm right here. See this arm that we're looking at here? There's an arm. We have to break off this arm. Because water have to, it's a lot of work, you know, guys. We have to break up this arm because we have a tsunami to happen out here. A tsunami will be happening out here, which I'll be teaching about it soon. So we have a tsunami will rise over here, all right, and come over here. And that tsunami that will rise over here, in this part here, right, will be able to join with the UK tsunami. So you understand what's going on? So we have a non-stop chain of tsunamis hitting places at the same time. So when one hit Gibraltar, one hit England, as you all know, France going and be cut off, because as I say, we have to cut this part here. This part here have to be cut off. All right, so that part being cut off. All right, as you can see, earthquakes already registered there. So me just talking nonsense, because nobody knows why all these earthquakes are happening there in the first place. They don't know. Nobody could tell me. Nobody on the earth could tell me why all these earthquakes are happening in these particular places, and why they're not seeing nothing significant happening. All of the earthquakes are being registered and it's small magnitudes. Look at it, 2.8 Pyrenees, right? All the earthquake is small magnitudes. It is doing a lot because it is breaking from underneath, coming up. You all understand that? Right, once you all understand that. So we had a lot of earthquakes happening there, as you can see, Pyrenees, all right? And this should be close to Turkey and all these other places. So we have a lot of things that happen because we had to break off this section here. All right, all these little things that you're seeing here, all these little dots, these are real minor earthquakes happening there. All right, these are minor earthquakes. That is the reason why you can't really see it as you want to. All right, so we have to break off this part. All right, so when we break up this part, we'll be able to trigger a tsunami on the outside here. All these small little islands here will sink. It will go under the ocean. And then the tsunami will rise over this big piece here. And then it will join with the UK tsunami. Right? Because this is UK right here according to this stupid map. Right? So, when the tsunami join, remember I told you all a tsunami coming from here. Because we have a tsunami to happen here. Right? Once the tsunami happens from here, it will be able to rise over Spain. All right? Once it rises over Spain, this whole piece here, once the tsunami rises over Spain and wash out Spain, this whole continent will sink. All right? And then we will have, the plan is to have the major giants survive it. The plan is for part of America. The plan is part of China to survive it. The plan is Russia to survive it. So we will have 3 major places. These 3 major places again, part of the US will not break off. Part of Russia will break off. Part of China and Hong Kong. You see Hong Kong, all of the different places will go under the ocean. Thailand will sink. All them other places will sink. We are no use for them place anyhow. So all them people, they Not all, but some will be rescued, right? Some of the people in Spain will be taken up in the ascension. No matter their religion background, they will be taken, right? Once their hearts are for righteousness and their hearts is for truth, we will take them up. So they will be taken up. So it I know maybe or perhaps will be happening there. Right? Now, in order to create a tsunami here, this is near Gibraltar, we have to break off this part. You see this part here, I have to break off. And you will see major earthquakes happening here to break this off. Right? In order for water from up here, water in the Pacific Ocean here to come down here, to gush down here. So when we break off this part here, Gibraltar, when we break down this part, break off this part, water from out here will be able to gush in. When the water gushes in, it will now be pooled. Just like what I'll show you for Trinidad tsunami, off Carribbean and Martyrin. The water will be settled here. And when the water will be settled here, we will now have to build tectonic plates. Right? Tectonic plates will have to be built in order to trigger a tsunami to go out over this whole piece of land here. Remember, when the tsunami coming closer, from different points will sink. So what will happen is all these places will vanish under the water because the ocean will take it. And once the ocean take it, that going down, sink. Whoever survive it will survive it. Right? So a tsunami had to happen right here. Alright? That's why you see earthquakes happening near Gibraltar and all them different places, because and in all the different places, because we have to break off. You see this little piece here? Alright, we have to break it off. Once we get to break off the arm, alright, that is the reason why you have major earthquakes happening in different places. Alright, so now you all have a definite understanding, alright, of the impossible tsunami for these places. Alright. So if you look properly, you could see this kind of look like a face to me. This look like a demon. If you look from here, according to the map, and you look here, this look like some kind of evil demon here. The way how the map is put forward, it look like a reptilian. As you can see, the hand here, this piece of land here indicates a hand. Right? So we have a tsunami being triggered here. But in order to understand, now you might say, wait, look at a small place. How tsunami is going to happen there? Well, easy. When I zoom in and show you all, let's zoom in and show you all. Now when I zoom in and show you all the actual thing, like I'm showing you all here, right? Tsunami will be able to go over Spain because the tsunami is being triggered out here. Alright, it might look to you as a small space, but it's a massive space. But all these different small land will have to collapse. As you can see, our earthquake was executed here. Alright, 3.6 northern Algeria. We had strong earthquakes happening in northern Algeria. A few months ago, we had strong earthquakes in northern Algeria, because that is to build the tectonic plates in order to trigger the tsunami to go over Spain. You know, if you had more, if people really believe anything that teaching, you know, we'd have a lot more people on the live. But nevertheless, I am happy. All the brothers and sisters that sharing the live stream, right? So I'll show you how a tsunami will be happening near Gibraltar there, and the reason why they went and vaccinate everybody in Gibraltar. The reason why they went and do that is because of the splitting had to happen here. So they think that the ascension will happen. Same thing happened in England. The places where they find this so-called the so-called variant are the places where earthquakes are regularly happening. Let me say this again. The places in the UK that so-called variant showed up, and when I say, oh, there are plenty people who are affected with the new variant and what kind of shit. These are places where these people are under heavy earthquake right through in the UK. If you remember, while Denmark, they was trying to force Denmark people to take vaccine and all that different thing. You don't hear nothing about Denmark again, and no, you don't hear nothing about Denmark. But I ain't talking about them right now. But the tsunami will have to come this way. All right, and the tsunami will come over United Kingdom, and then when the tsunami come over United Kingdom, it will go over Ireland. Let me see what I'm talking about. So it will go over Ireland here. All right, as you can see, a big circular draw here. That indicates that there will be numerous tsunamis being triggered in order to fully wash the UK. All right, so high mountains and places in the UK, the tsunami will bounce. Let me see if I could go into a mountain place in going to United Kingdom. So I'm going to United Kingdom. Right, there should have mountains there. I can't remember any place, but yeah, it have these places here, and the tsunami will go over the whole of United Kingdom, not parts. All right, Scotland, you know, this, as you see the big piece here, needs to cut off. All right, so you will see earthquakes happening here, already start to happen here soon, already happening already. Right, so now this brings us to, why is there earthquakes happening in Iceland? Sorry, this is what, Iceland, yeah, not Greenland, right? And as you can see, according to the map, the ice in Greenland, I think this is Greenland. Oh, this is Iceland, sorry, it's Iceland. The ice in Iceland has almost melted out. Now, the ice in Iceland is not the 7 ice shelves. The 7 ice shelves is around the earth. So there are 7 layers of thick ice, which is a shelf that hosts different phases or it holds different rims. The 7 ice shelves represent 7 layers, 7 dimensions. All right. How can I show you what I'm talking about? But 7 layers of ice together on top one. It's just not normal ice. So like every ice shelf is made out of a different obstacle or a different, you know. So we have an ice shelf made out of ice. We have another ice shelf made out of thicker ice. We have another ice shelf made out of thicker ice. We have another ice shelf that is made out of the glass dome. But the ice is in between the shelf. Right? The ice is in between the dome. But the way how the level of the dome is being built, so it has 7 rims. I want to draw and show you something. Let's see if I could, I wonder if I could draw that here, boy. Alright, so the ice shelves will be somewhere up here. Let's see, this is what, Greenland? Yeah, I think this is Greenland. You all ever watched the movie called Greenland? There's a new movie called Greenland, and you shall go and watch it. That movie speaks about my prophecy. And guess what? I don't get no credit, you know. All right, so the ice shelves are right here. So when we pass, this is Russia here. All right. So is that the line? So we already established where this part that you see blinking here will have to cut off. This part, this yellow line here that was drawn, have to cut off. This whole part here have to break off. All right. Now that's the reason why we have earthquakes happening in Russia. All right. And it's one of the reasons why the sun is no longer shining and it's coldness like hell in Russia and Alaska, Aleutian Islands. It's a while we haven't heard a nice magnitude earthquake from Aleutian Island. Now to you, you might think there's no earthquakes happening in Aleutian Island. You know what earthquakes happening in Aleutian Island right now? Or in Alaska? They're not reporting it. They turn off the boys for that. So that other earthquake apps on them will not report it. Or one app might able to get it, and next app solved. Our next app wouldn't be able to get that magnitude. And that's what's happening with certain apps right now. The apps, especially earthquakes, not earthquakes and volcano, but at time many app now. But that app, earthquakes alert or whatever, some of these apps on them sell out. They sell out to USGS, right? So that they build the apps specifically to support the narrative. So the agenda is not only happening with COVID, you know. It's happening with the earthquakes. It's happening with the hurricanes. You know, it happening they're using every option to deceive people. And guess who's doing it? Your government. Yeah, and them claim to love you. And them claim to care. If they came to clear and care, right? Why they can't feed the poor? Why they can't clothe the sick? Why they can't feed the poor? And why they can't clothe the sick? Because why? They don't want to do that. Not that they don't have the money to do it, you know. They don't want to do that. They don't want to help the poor. And they don't want to feed the poor. They don't want to help the sick either. This is all a planned narrative. Oh, I know after this live stream, Big Mouth and Crocodile Face, we're not talking about conspiracies. Here conspiracies talking. Yeah, because all of them watching my fucking live. All of them watching my live stream. Yeah. From Boris Johnson go back to the Pope. Every one of them. They watching my live stream. Mark Zuckerberg. All of them watching my live. You think Mark Zuckerberg, you think they will really reach far with this metaverse agenda? Nah. When ABBA pull the plug, that is it, you know. When ABBA pull the plug, that is it. The grid is going down. And when the grid go down, they can't report to you anymore. Because guess what? It has no electricity, it has no phone, it has no internet. All that done. And once all that done, that is the day. And that day coming, don't beat up. ABBA will pull the plug. And once ABBA pull the plug, no man dare to go and put back on power. Not even the elites. Right? They wouldn't even dare go and put back on electricity. Because if your ABBA will pull the plug, it will be a permanent plug out. It will be permanent. It wouldn't be, a normal plug, Half of the world get blackout. Remember it was happening in certain countries before. You remember? Don't forget, you know. It was happening recently. Certain countries had blackouts. Right? ABBA was doing that. It's a warning. Alright? But when ABBA pulled the plug on the entire earth, well, you know, I said there. All green and fun done. All COVID-19 shit done. Because they won't be able to push the narrative anymore. There no internet. There have no fucking voice no more. When ABBA pull that plug, the enemies have no voice. They can't voice their opinions no more. They can't poison you with COVID anymore. You understand what's going on? Once ABBA pull that plug, that's it. Done. So no going back to a normal day again, and that's it day. Because your creator pull the plug. You understand? Once the creator pull the plug on you, that's it. Like when them politicians and them start to drop dead, ABBA pull the plug on them. Look at Abu Bakr. Look how Abu Bakr dead now, boy. Look how he dead, and government didn't care. They didn't care, boy. They didn't even business. They don't care. They don't value human life anymore. Because why? They have big doctors on their side. If something was to happen to them, they're not going in the health. They're not going into the public space. Them going in private hospital to be taken care of. Or, a matter of fact, them going and fly out to a different country. Because why? They don't trust their own people. Because of their wickedness. Because they're doing wickedness to their own people. They can't trust their own people. Because their own people could kill them. You understand what I'm saying? Their own people could kill them. Time to connect the dots, guys. Connect the dots. The dots need to be connected. Once the dots is connected, you will understand what I'm talking about. You will have a better understanding of where we at now from where we was before. Right? You'll be able to formulate and understand everything that I'm saying, rather than listening to what your government telling you lies continually. All right? So guys, this has been a blessing. I'm going to close up there. I'm going to say thank you for everyone who joined today's live stream. All right, it's been a blessing being here. I have to leave now because I'm talking for too long. I'm sure it's time to get so. Time to give it up. I don't know when I'll be doing another live again, but I just wanted to explain to you all certain things. All right. One last thing. You know, anytime I want to go, certain things happening to my laptop right now. Whole laptop freezing. You know, something's happening right now to my laptop, and I'm not sure really transpiring there. All right. So as you see right here, we have here breaking off, and where is it? We have here breaking off too as well. Right, so we have a breaking off taking place there, right? And then we have the tsunamis being triggered. Tsunamis will be triggered between Russia and Aleutian Islands. We have tsunamis being triggered between Russia, Aleutian Islands, and Alaska. How we triggering a tsunami here is breaking off this piece here. This piece needs to break off, and this piece will be broken off too as well. Once we break off this piece, we'll have a whole body of water, and we'll be able to bring down the tsunami. All right, so the tsunami will be able to come down. All right, and that's the reason why we had earthquakes happening down here, because this is to facilitate. Where is it? laptop giving problem. All right, so as you can see, 4.2 north of Salvador, Alabad, whatever the name of the place. All right, so we had earthquakes happening there. That is to facilitate the different cracks, splits, earthquakes. You know, all these beautiful things are due to happen soon. All right. So we're California. This look like okay. I think I'm probably on the wrong side. All right, so you all have an understanding what I'm talking about. Laptop kind of sticking right now. Yes. Yes, guys, I'm going to end this live stream here. Too much of trouble here. Yeah. Too much of troubles. All right, so we have an understanding of all these tsunamis will be happening and so forth. All right, we understand certain place will have to be split and stuff like that in order for tsunamis to happen. Right? I am the only one not making the sacrifice to make sure that you all have the truth, so that scientists and volcanologists and geologists, they can no longer deceive you anymore. Understand? They can't deceive you anymore. That is my that is why I want to make sure that everybody have an idea what I'm talking about. Everybody understand clearly. Blessed evening, blessed night to all my brothers and sisters. I am indeed going to, yeah, because I can't do nothing in the laptop, freezing up and stuff like that. So I have to. Yeah, last night was terrible, but we still was able to get through 3 hours. I think 3 hours teaching. We was able to get through last night. I think last night we was able to get through. Oh my gosh. 3 hours teaching we was able to get through last night. Alright. So anybody just go back and watch the past lives that I did, or watch the past posts that I did. Alright. So that you'll be able to familiarize yourself with all these things will be happening. Alright.
Tell them, let them know. 95 is my time to explode. gonna bite you. I gave you your time to play, too long years to ramage you. Now I'm right back on your trail. It's took a pressure in your tail. So tell them, let them know. They got to pay back when they borrow. I won't let them fellas get away so. When I reach in tongue, I declaring war. Some of them will complain. They don't think I'm insane, but it's not me to blame. Calypso music in the vein. Tell them, let them know. I go shake them like a tornado. Becky couldn't hold the rain, so I'm right back there again. So tell them fellas beware. My music is strong, so I have no fear. If they think I would sit down home and cry, tell them for me Jamo say that they lie. They go jump high, jump low. If they chase all they know, but when we reach in Queen's Park, it's a musical heart attack. Tell them, let them know. Like a bomb waiting to explode.